Oh my God, round two. First video had no sound. That's okay. It's my fault. Sometimes the computer doesn't pick up audio, so that's great. Anyway, this is a longer form response to a commenter from my short video on Know Your Role. That was Lore Shards. So shout out to Lore Shards. Thank you very much for the comment and they're asking for a more explicit look at this topic of Know Your Role, which is essentially a shorter way of saying stop asking what you can and can't do at the table. For the love of God, please stop. Say do, not ask wait. Just becomes very clear when you understand what's happening, and you're wasting time by doing that. This is a topic that I love. In fact, when I was on the podcast Role Playing as Smart People, we did a whole episode on this where it's partial AP, so you get to hear everyone in action. And then we talk about the things that we saw and how many times people did the Mother May I thing. I'll put the link in the description below to have a good time with that. It's a very cool listen. So what Know Your Role is it's you understanding the archetype you're taking on when you're in a game and engrossing yourself in the media surrounding that archetype. It doesn't matter the genre. It doesn't matter the game system. There's media covering everything. The first thing you're going to do is you need to take a look at what your role is, the description of the role, your class, archetype, whatever they're calling it, skills aligned to that, equipment aligned to that, special abilities aligned to that, and how it all puts together. That will tell you a lot. Just don't read on the cool stuff and look at the mechanical things. You have to understand, and I'm telling you as a designer, we don't do anything willy-nilly. Everything that we do in a game is for a reason. Okay, 99% of us, there might be some out there who don't care. But for the professional side of the house, everything we do is there's a reason we include things in there. Everything needs to make sense. And that's our way of communicating to you what to expect and what you should be doing, what you should be looking at, what you should be focusing on. Now, once you have that archetype locked in and you have that firm understanding, if you don't have a firm understanding, the best thing you can do is you can take that description, you can take your character sheet, and you have one of the greatest gifts to the world right now. I don't care what you think about it. It just is what it is at this point. The genie's not back in the bottle. You can take that and you can import it into an AI of your choice and tell them your intent is to stop playing Mother May I games and start just role playing better with the character. And how do you do that using this? What's an understanding? What are some things to look out for? How do you stop saying, can I pick a lock if you're a thief? And it will help you do that. It really is a great tool for that. And you can go back and forth with it, and you just gotta be careful when you're prompting. And once you have, but back to your own research, if you want to do that, and which I still advise you do, is you need to take a look at media surrounding those archetypes. And if you're cyberpunk, you're playing a journalist. I really don't remember what the name of the stupid class is, but there's still things you can do. You look how journalism is portrayed in the modern world. And everyone has an opinion of journalists. Journalists have an opinion of themselves. Journalists hate other journalists. And so if you understand that and you stop listening to the noise and rise above the noise, which is my way of saying stop being political about how you're looking at people, and you look at the people that you like and the people you don't like and what is good and bad about them, and that's how you can engage your character. And you can take those traits and those features and you can mold your actions to the table on those. Start looking at movies, TV shows, books, poetry. There's so much out there. YouTube, there's probably 1,000 YouTube videos. But those are going to be how to play and the mechanical advantages and building the best character. Don't do that. You are looking for what will make you the purest form of the archetype you have chosen for your game. And you're going to have to keep building on that. You're going to have to do refreshers. It helps every once in a while when you're, after a few sessions, is go back and take a look at some of the things that you use to motivate you. And you'll be fine. Now, on the stop asking permission, what do I mean by that? Okay, cool. So you're a thief. Let's just say you're a thief and you need to get across a dungeon. Now, normally, and you can see this in a lot of actual plays, someone playing a thief will say, can I check for traps as I go across the room? No, stop doing that. Just, you need to say do. And you wait for the GM to tell you roll or don't roll, or what happens on your actions. And why this happens, we'll put a pin in that and It's about the Mother May I educator. And so when you're doing this, you can simply say, as I move across the room to the next door, I scan the floor for loose tiles or any kind of deceptive traps that may be in place, something like that. And then your GM will let you know, like, oh, okay, or they'll ask you, hey, give me a notice roll. If they're a great GM, they won't just ask the notice roll if something's there or not there. It doesn't really matter. That's a whole different video on stop rolling. I also already did that. But that's how you do this. If you're a spellcaster or a wizard, you can, instead of saying, can I interpret these runes? Don't do that. You have to embrace what you are, and you would say, I study the parchment. I'm going to extract as much lore as possible out of this thing. That's it. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's more impactful to table, especially for people who are like, immersion. Role playing is more important than just sitting here and gamifying things. You'll be more satisfied. The table gets more satisfied out of these little things because you're encouraging each other to do this, and you're no longer, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I fight? You don't you don't say, can I swing? And they go, well, that's not true. I have seen those in the actual plays. Can I attack him? Don't say that. Don't ask those questions. Just do the thing. It's really a better experience. Now, as to why I think this happened, this is a conversation I was having with Anthony, known as Runeslinger on YouTube. He proffered that this is because subconsciously players see the game master as the school teacher. They have the books, they have the say, they control everything about you in the room at that moment. Your physical location, even if it's online. And so it's ingrained in us from very young ages to always ask permission to do something. I don't disagree with it. I think it's a very interesting thought that our subconsciouses might be actually controlling how we interact at the table, which is slightly terrifying, but very possible, given human nature and just how we're built, from the mind out. But yeah, so it's like I said, please just grow beyond can I. That is weak sauce. If you catch yourself doing it, correct yourself. You're not going to be a negative Nancy table and be like, oh, you asked Mother May I, but you had these conversations after and say, hey, how can we make this role playing better? I think it's worth it. Only because the Mother May I is only slightly more annoying than the person who plays in the third person, not the first person. That's a different video.